What is going on, you beautiful stars? RTS Nova here, and welcome back to our Road to Champion series. However, from today it will no longer be called Road to Champion, and instead will now be called Becoming a Champion. Let me explain why. I felt that in games I became so focused on hitting the champion rank, I wasn't actually focusing on the way I was playing. I felt that it doesn't matter if I get 2 kills a game or no kills a game. As long as I constantly go up in rank, then I achieve my goals for the series. I also felt that it was making me toxic. I was blaming teammates for me going down in rank, when in reality I was playing awful, and realised that I need to change the style of this series. So instead of focusing on the rank, we're going to be focusing on my playstyle, analysing 1 or 2 games a week in much more depth, explaining key segments of the match, what I was thinking at the time, why I made the decision I did, and more importantly, what play I should have made at the time to make sure I come out on top. Sorry for the long intro, but I wanted to, let all of you know what the plan is for the future. So, without keeping you waiting any longer, let's see what I need to do in order to become a champion. Well, without tooting my horn too much, something which I did really well in this game was droning. And you're going to be seeing clips throughout of what you need to do in those sort of situations. And I'm more than happy to give that advice because I feel that's the right play to do. I've always been good at droning at the start of a round, but probably like many of you, I always forget to drone mid to late round. Well, I say forget, I'm lazy and I can't be asked to do it mid to late rounds. And if we're all honest with ourselves, there's a high chance most of you are like that. But 8 out of 10 times, that leads to my death. So as you can see in the first clip, I droned out lounge before I pushed in, just to make sure I was safe. Once I was in lounge, I already had a plan to make a couple of holes in the wall with Maverick, so I can check behind bed and wardrobe, as this is always a hotspot for enemies to anchor behind. Once the holes have been made and I realise that no defenders are there, I decide to come through hallway and support my teammate who is in showers to gain full control of room. As we come in, I pre-fire bed just in case an enemy has moved there or I didn't see them through the holes I made in the wall. And within seconds, we have full control of bedroom. We peek around to have a look into theatre and spot the enemy. It's a bit off, so we can't claim the kill. However, something which I've started doing and what I would recommend for you all to do is to play around with your controller settings a bit. I've been doing it throughout this week, and if I'm being honest, it really has made huge improvements in my gameplay, so it's definitely worth a try. This clip from round 2 was a really simple but effective play by myself, and you're going to see something similar later on. I'm droning out all the rooms near me that could have, an enemy hiding in them. As my drone enters hookah, I see Mozzie. Now, a key point to take on here is the fact that I didn't scan him, and this was crucial to the play I was about to make. Now, for most of you who have played Siege for a while, you'll probably already know this, but for those of you who are new or you're thinking of getting into Siege, I hope that you can take this point away as well. Don't always scan the enemy, as this can give you a huge advantage going into a gunfight, and the reason for that is because you know where that enemy's positioned, and they have no idea that you're aware of this knowledge. Take this clip for example. If I scan Mozzie, he would realise that I had eyes on him. Now this could go either way. He could either move to a different position or take out my drone. And that's, both are awful situations. But if he takes out my drone and I still win this gunfight, it now gives me less surveillance for later on, and I'm going to have to go into the rooms blind. Which, let's be honest, could lead to your death. So, I'm going to let the clip play out in full. And I just want you guys to watch how effective it can be when you don't scan the enemy.
Reloading ammo.
Flashbang!
Loading new magazine!
Round 3 and another tip on droning. Who would have guessed? But something which I've started to do now during the droning phase at the start of each round is place my drone in the room I'm going to enter before the round starts. For example, in this round, I placed it in pink room, as that's where I'm entering from. But I also placed it behind bar because I know defenders like to crouch there and wait for someone to come in. As I approach the room, I decide to break the barricade and then check my drone. Of course, I find Kapkan sitting behind bar, but once again, and honestly, it's so important you remember this, I didn't scan him. And this, from doing that, gives me a huge advantage on him now because he doesn't know I have eyes on him. Now, in his mind, he's either thinking I'm going to jump straight in through barricade, or that, sorry, not the barricade, through the window I've just broken down, or I'm going to throw a drone in. What he doesn't expect is for me to throw a perfect grenade that lands at SV. Just have a watch this clip, see how it plays out.
Scanning for devices and traps.
Loading mag.
Bomb located.
Oh my god, I'm so good with the fucking drone. Alright, so a bit later on in round 3, and we make a crucial mistake that led us to losing the round. We're in a 2v2 and sitting outside kitchen area when I suddenly get shot from behind by Vigil. Now, something that I need to start being more aware of myself is the marker that pops up on your screen that indicates where you're being shot from. Because 60% of the time I forget it's there, or I just don't bother looking at it to make, give me the advantage in the gunfight. Besides that, the play I should have made was hold the angle here, outside kitchen, and wait for Vigil to make a move. If I did this, I would have won the gunfight and put us in a 2v1. Instead, I rushed Vigil, and due to the fact I didn't pay attention to the marker on the screen, I wasn't completely sure where he would be, and he killed me from garden. Granted, I choked a few shots, but I could have played this round a lot smarter, and chances are make it a 3-0 lead instead of a 2-1. Fuck!
One friendly
Choke
operator
that.
remaining.
As you can see, it's now 2-all, and if you're wondering why aren't there any clips from that last round, it's because there genuinely wasn't any. I've watched it probably about 4 or 5 times back, and I did nothing wrong, my team did nothing wrong. Obviously we did somewhere because we lost a round, but from my perspective, I can't say any faults. Maybe I was a bit too far away from sight with Vigil, but then you're playing as a roaming operator, which is what I'm going into detail about in this round. Vigil for me is one of the best roamers you can get in this game, which I mentioned in my top 5 video, which if you haven't seen, the link will be on the screen now. Definitely give that a watch if you're new to the game and just want to learn about operators and the basics of them. But I'm roaming away with Vigil, and I break the window by pool table, and I get an easy spawn kill. If I'm being completely honest, the enemy team should have been way more aware of that, especially as I broke the barricade during the round and not even in the starting phase. I'm going to let the gameplay just play out in the background. You can see me straight away. As soon as I get that spawn kill, I've started to move now. But something I do want to say is that if you're new to Siege and you think your playstyle suits being a roamer, but you're sitting there like I was when I first started, and you're thinking, what is the point of being a roamer? What are my main objectives? Well, your objective is simple. You just delay the attackers. That's it. For example, even just me roaming around on top floor makes the attackers realise they're going to have to clear that whole top floor before they even think about objective, because they don't know if I'm the only roamer. There could be another person on top floor if I'm there. You don't know. One could be covering the penthouse area, one could be covering hookah. It's just, that's the issues you can cause with being a roamer. Luckily for me, I did one better and found that spawn kill, which then weakens their, attacking presence and potentially their game plan, because I took out Finker. Now, taking out Finker means they no longer have that health boost option there, or even having the chance of being picked up when injured through her Finker boost. So this is crucial to our team defending now. I also, later on in the round, managed to take out a soft breacher in Ash, and that pretty much settled the round for us once she's taken out. But I wanted to show how crucial roaming can be if it's done correctly.
Friendly victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Coming into the last round, and once again we are clapping some cheeks with Vigil, roaming and doming kids left, right and centre. However, I learnt from round 4 that I can't always trust my teammates who are playing the anchor role. So I see one of our teammates die and try to move a bit closer to the objectives. However, I don't stand still for too long. I keep on moving and checking as many angles as I can to make sure I don't get flanked. Once I check Aqua and see it's clear, I decide to move out the area I'm covering. I'm going to pause the video here and ask you guys a couple of questions. What route would you have taken here? Would you have gone down the hatch, bearing in mind we didn't open the hatch, or go for the door? Let me know down in the comments why. It's no right or wrong answer to this. I'm just interested to hear your game plan in this situation. I decided to go down hatch. The game plan was to flank back round to where I was and hopefully find an unsuspecting attacker along the way. Let's see if it works. plan works perfectly. But I want to slow the clip down and show you all again because I realised this when I played it back. I'm going to stop it there. Look at where Ash is looking. It's not on us at staircase. It's at doorway where we just were. This shows that you've got to be creative as a roamer. And I only realised this watching it back. I've got to be honest, in the game I didn't even think of this, didn't even spot it when I got the kill, nothing. Creativity is crucial, you know. Find your own little routes. The obvious play was through the doorway, right? And that clearly shows that Ash was reading that play. She wasn't expecting us to have had that hatch open to be able to flank all the way back down and come upstairs. So I'm taking this on board now in every game I go into. And I hope you guys do as well. Well, that's going to be it for our first episode of Becoming a Champion, and I really hope you all enjoyed it. I want this series to not only help me grow as a player, but each and every single one of you as well. And the only way of doing that is by you guys giving me advice. So comment down below if there's moments you saw in this video where you thought, I probably would have done this differently. Then let me know. I'm fine to take criticism, and I need that to improve as a player and become the best me. If you did enjoy the video though, make sure you leave a like. And if you really, really liked it, then subscribe for more. Ring that bell so you always know when I upload. Make sure to follow me on all socials as well, just to stay in the loop with when I upload and just have a friendly chat with me. The links will be in the description for them. Well, as always, I love you all. Goodbye.
Op 4 eliminated.
Let's go, baby.